women who have an abortion history are at a higher risk for substance use, for anxiety, for depression.
The jury is in. What we now know is there are no long-term consequences from abortion, and that includes psychological effects as well.
Surgical abortion, and that's how most abortions are done,
has a tendency to weaken the cervix.
And the big physical hazard is breast cancer. There have been many dozens of studies.
There's no evidence to support that abortion has any relation to the incidence of breast cancer.
With extremes in the health information, who is a woman supposed to trust?
Abortion is part of the greater field of women's reproductive health. And that, to me, should be a subject that we can all discuss without fear.
This really has nothing to do with the morality of abortion per se. It's the morality of telling the truth about it.
So if you think about any breast cancer risks, they all have to do with when do you get exposed to estrogen and how much do you get exposed to.
It's not something I've heard, and that's embarrassing because I'm a nurse.
Is that not information, though, that should be available to women?
Women should know that early childbearing will confer protection against breast cancer.
We were omitting and withholding fundamental knowledge about women's health. Breast cancer incidences are much higher today than they were a generation ago.
By interrupting the pregnancy, you've left your breasts with more places for cancers to start.
Not all women are going to be just fine, and not all women are going to be traumatized, but often that variability gets lost for those who want to say it's all this or all that.
Approximately 50% of women who actually go through with an abortion believe that they're terminating a human life.
What we've seen over the last 10 years or so is lots of efforts to try and reduce preterm birth. What we have not impacted is the flat rate of very preterm birth. It seems there's a real clear unwillingness to deal with the science on this.
I really dislike this whole necessity to package yourself as pro-choice or pro-life. I am pro-information.
Breast cancer, premature birth, and psychological damage. We're talking about critical health risks, and we should be able to discuss these openly.